Hey YouTube. So I woke up feeling pretty much the same way I did yesterday. Pretty isolated and trapped in the house. And when my husband came in for breakfast from work, he told me that we were gonna go out for dinner later, so that instantly took away some of the anxiety, I guess, the pressure of feeling like I'm trapped. So right now I've just been basically trying to distract myself until then. So it's like 1:30 now. So I got a little bit of time left. I've been spending time with Eleanor. I took her outside for a bit since it's pretty nice out today, and always makes me feel good to see her smiling and running around. But today she was just like not listening, and it was frustrating me a little bit. So I had to take like 10 minutes out when I brought her back in the house and just chill out. And I'm sure normal people have to do that too, but I always feel guilty about it when I have to take 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is to not snap. Like, I don't want her to grow up seeing me like that. I know she's gonna, witness some things, but I do my best to make sure that I don't have episodes around her. I try to go to another room or go outside or, places where I know she can't hear me. I mean, she's not even 2 yet, and I'm worried about her understanding. She probably doesn't even remember anything that's gone on in her life so far. So, yeah, I just wanted to give you a little update as to how I was feeling today. So, feeling a little better, a little more uplifted. Like, I'm gonna get out of the house, so that makes me feel better. And I guess I'll give you a little update later after we get back from dinner time. So until then, I'll talk to you later. Hey YouTube, so I just wanted to do a quick update video. I went out to dinner and I feel a lot better. I feel like the weight's lifted off of me now, so I'm going to try and be productive with tonight and maybe get some cleaning done and get caught up on my laundry, because I've been slacking on that, being mildly depressed the last couple of days. And I'm going to try to remain in this good mind frame, this positive mind frame. I've already started thinking of ideas of how I can spend time outside of home without having to burden my husband with driving me everywhere. So once his mom and his stepfather get back from their vacation, we are going to talk about maybe me going there once a week and just hanging out with her, just to get out of the house and stuff like that. So I've already been brainstorming ideas and trying to put them into motion so that I'm not feeling trapped like I was again. I figure if I'm going to be at home all the time, then the only thing I really have to work on is my bipolar. So actually, Craig and I kind of got into a little disagreement last night, and normally I would just let myself blow up and become defensive and say things I didn't mean and things like that, but I actually isolated myself away from him for 10-15 minutes just to collect my thoughts and get myself under control, and I was like, okay, if we're gonna have this conversation, I don't want to fight about it. So it felt really good to be in control of my emotions last night, because normally when those types of things happen, I just lose control really quick. Today, after I got home, I've felt completely renewed. So it's crazy how, 20-minute drive into town and dinner, come home, can just be that renewing for me. But you need to find things like that in your own life, if you're struggling, that you can rely on to give you strength and support, whether it's a person or maybe it's a place you like to go, or an object or something from your past that makes you feel happy. I know people with bipolar relate all sorts of emotional things to objects. For me, I have an emotional thing with onions. If I accidentally eat onions, I instantly want to start crying, because when I was really young and my parents split up when I was 5, we had to start going to see my dad every other weekend. That was court ordered. So he eventually took us to his new girlfriend's place. And I remember having dinner there all the time. And he would always make me eat foods that I didn't like. And I used to find ways to sneak them under the table, or hide them in a napkin and then flush it down the toilet after dinner or something like that. And so yeah, that's why I have emotional connections with onions, because he used to force me to eat everything on my plate, and I would deliberately sit there and pick out every single onion out of whatever we were eating and just leave it there. And we weren't allowed to leave the table unless we finished everything on our plate. So stuff like that, I don't know, it just really got to me as a kid. And now I have these emotional connections with certain things in my life because of my dad or because of other people. But onions is one of them. And I'm trying to think if I can think of any other ones off the top of my head. There's the city where, when my parents split up, my mom stayed in the same city where we were living together, and my dad moved about 35-40 minutes north of where we were living. So now that I'm an adult, I live probably about an hour and a half away from where I used to visit my dad, and to this day I can't go to that place. The whole city gives me an emotional reaction. Just seeing familiar sights and things like that, but I just I don't have good memories of my dad, so I try to avoid the triggers I've talked about before. So I know my dad triggers me emotionally, so anything to do with my dad therefore gets avoided, which can be a lot of things depending on what you associate with the problem or the person or the issue that you're having. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on how I was feeling, and I'm doing much better, feeling much uplifted, and until next time, keep strong, and remember, you're not alone.